students, we will proceed further our chapter Animal Kingdom, and here we will discuss about the phylum Chordata. And by this figure, we can see that this phylum Chordata has been divided into three subphylums, and this subphylum has been divided on the basis of presence of notochord in specific part of the body and their modification. So in case of Urochordata, those organisms come which are having notochord in the tail region. However, in case of Cephalochordata, the organism will have notochord from head to tail region. And in case of Vertebrata, this notochord has been replaced by the vertebral column. Now we can see that the subphylum Vertebrata has been divided into two divisions. First one is Agnatha and another is Gnathostomata. So in case of Agnatha, those organisms come which are jawless and they are fish without jaw. And the class under this Agnatha is Cyclostomata, means there is a single class under this Agnatha. And in case of Gnathostomata, the means organism belonging to this category, Gnathostomata, will have well developed jaw. Now we can see it has again divided into two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. So Pisces are those organisms which are generally known as fish. And again this has been classified into two classes. First class is Chondrichthyes and second is Ostrichthyes. So all the organism or the all the we can say fishes belong to this category Pisces, or we can say the true fishes come under this Pisces. And under Tetrapoda there are a total of four classes: Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. Tetrapoda means tetra means four, podos means legs. So all these organisms will have four legs or the modification of legs. So there are a total of four legs. So in these slides, we will discuss each and every subphylum one by one. So first we will discuss about the Urochordata, and it is also called as Tunicata. And as I told in my previous slide, that subphylum Urochordata and Cephalochordata come under protochordates. So we will see some characteristics of the organism which belong to Urochordata. So these are exclusively marine, and notochord is present only in larval tail, and the examples are Herdmania, Salpa and Doliolum. The second subphylum is Cephalochordata, and it also comes under protochordates. So again they are exclusively marine. Notochord extends from head to tail region, and notochord is persistent throughout their life. And the example is Branchiostoma or Amphioxus or Lancet. So in this slide, we will discuss about the subphylum Vertebrata. So some of the characteristics we will discuss here. So the notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. So this point I have already told. Ventral muscular heart is present, means the heart is present on ventral side, and they may be of two-chambered or three-chambered or four-chambered. The body is divided into head, neck, trunk or trunk and tail. Either tail is present or not, but head, neck and trunk is present. The exoskeleton is present in in the form of scales, feathers, or hairs, and the endoskeleton is made up of either cartilage or bone or from both. When we are talking about the respiratory organs, so either gill or lungs are present, and the nervous system is differentiated into brain and spinal cord. Means the well-developed nervous system is present the in the organism which belong to subphylum Vertebrata. So here we will discuss the subcategories of the subphylum Vertebrata. So as I told before, there are two divisions of vertebrata. First one is agnatha and another is gnathostomata. So we will see some more characteristics under the uh, these divisions. So the under this agnatha, which are jawless fishes, only one class comes, and this class is cyclostomata. So the characteristics of this class cyclostomata is these are ectoparasites on some fishes, means they will reside as a ectoparasite on another fishes. They have circular mouth. They have circular mouth without jaw, and they have 6 to 15 pair of gill slits. Gill slits are different as compared to gills, and their body is devoid of scales. Means these are these organisms seems like fishes, but they don't have scales. And the examples is Petromyzon and Myxine. Now we'll discuss about the another division, Gnathostomata, which are having well developed jaw, and this Gnathostomata has been divided into two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. So Pisces are nothing but the true fishes. So fishes, as we know, the presence of fins is the main characteristic of the superclass Pisces. But in case of Tetrapoda, the presence of limbs is the main characteristic. On the basis of the limbs, the name Tetrapoda has been given. So I have already told this uh, point. So first we will discuss about the superclass Pisces. So under this superclass Pisces, there are two classes. First one is Chondrichthyes and another is Ostrichthyes. So the main difference we need to remember is the Chondrichthyes is the class in which the fishes, those fishes come which are having endoskeleton made up of cartilage, and on the other hand, in Ostrichthyes, those fishes come which are having bony endoskeleton. So this is the main difference. Now we'll see the class Chondrichthyes in details, means the cartilaginous fish in detail. Now, so as I already told that their endoskeleton is cartilaginous, their mouth is ventral, means their mouth is present on the ventral side of the body, and they have a special kind of scales which are called as placoid scale. Their notochord is persistent throughout life, so they will have the notochord which will be persistent throughout their life, and the example is Torbito, Trigon, Coleodon. Now, the second class under this class Pisces, superclass Pisces, is Ostrichthyes. So these are bony fishes. Their mouth is terminal, means suppose this is the body, so the mouth will present on the terminal end. They have the exoskeleton or scale of cycloid or ctenoid type. So this is the difference. In case of Chondrichthyes, the fishes will have exoskeleton or scales which are uh, which are called as placoid scale, but in case of ostrich thieves, they have cycloid or ctenoid scale. And the example is hippocampus, betta, labio. So whatever fishes we used to see in market belong to ostrich thieves, like labio and catla, Sirinus. Now we'll discuss about the superclass Tetrapoda. So these organisms will have well-developed limb system, and this superclass is having four classes: amphibia, reptilia, apes, and mammalia. So we will discuss the characteristics of each and every classes. So under this amphibia, the organism come will having certain characteristics such as they are aquatic as well as terrestrial habitat. Means they may they may reside on aquatic habitat or terrestrial habitat. Their body is divided into head and trunk. They have cloaca, and cloaca is the nothing but the single opening which uh, uh, this is the opening through which uh, the genital organs are attached, and the excretory tract is also attached with the single opening. Means they will have a single opening for to release their reproduct means gamete as well as their excretory material. So those organisms, that structure is called as cloaca. Means they will not have anus, they will have cloaca. Now, the respiration in these organisms will be operated by either gills or lungs or skin or means all these three. Now we will see the heart. So the organisms which belong to class amphibia will have three chambered heart, and the example is frog and salamander. And as we know that frogs used to respire through gills when they are in tadpole form, and in adults they used to utilize lungs and skin for the respiration in adults. Now, the second class is the reptilia. So these are crawling animals such as snake and lizards. They crawl on the surface, and this is the characteristic character of the phylum Reptilia. So they have crawling locomotion. Body is covered by cornified skin, scales or scutes. So as we can assume that snakes and wall lizards will have a cornified skin. They do not have external ear. And when we are talking about the chambers of the heart, then except crocodiles, each and every organism belonging to class Reptilia will have three-chambered heart. Now we'll discuss the another class, aves. So all the birds come under this category. So we will see some characteristics such as their long bones are hollow with the air cavities, which is called as pneumatic bone. This pneumatic bone, or we can say the modification of bone, gives them lighter weight so that they can fly. Their forelimbs are modified into wings. uh, Glands are absent all over their body except the tail. Their tail region will have oil gland, and the examples are the birds such as crow, pigeon, ostrich. Now we'll discuss about the last class, Mammalia, under the superclass Tetrapoda. So the characteristics are the presence of mammary gland, presence of hair on the skin, four-chambered heart. All the organisms belonging to Mammalia are viviparous except few, and the examples are human, rat, dolphin,